On this most auspicious eve of the birthday of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, I wish let Allah's blessings be showered upon us all. Welcome once again to News Analysis. News Analysis, a weekly magazine on current affairs. To begin with the main points in a nutshell. Colombian judges deny Alvaro Uribe third-term poll. Danish paper apologizes for printing Muhammad's cartoon. China fireworks kills 19 villagers. Abu Sayyaf militants raid Philippine village. UN deplores Gaddafi call for anti-Swiss jihad. Hezbollah chief Nasrallah meets Ahmadinejad in Syria. And now the news in detail. Colombian judges deny Alvaro Uribe third-term poll. The Colombian Constitutional Court has rejected a referendum which could have led to President Alvaro Uribe running for a third term in the office. The court voted 7-2 against proposal backed by Parliament to hold a vote on amending the Constitution to allow for 3 terms. Mr. Uribe won an amendment in 2005 that let him run for a second term in 2006. Following the ruling, former Defense Minister Juan Manuel Santos confirmed he would run for the presidency. Mr. Santos, credited with helping Mr. Uribe's government's efforts against left-wing FARC rebels, said, "What we need to do now is to work to ensure Mr. Uribe's legacy of security and progress is not lost." President Uribe remains popular in Colombia, but the constitution bars him from being a candidate again in the 30 May election. South Africa school dormitory closes after lesbian kiss. South African education officials are investigating reports that a girls' boarding school dormitory was closed because of lesbian relationships. 2 girls were caught kissing, reportedly said the other pupils were involved in the same-sex relationships, and 27 pupils were expelled. Rights activists say the high school in KwaZulu-Natal province has been overreacted. South Africa is the only African country to guarantee freedom from discrimination to homosexuals. However, activists say the prejudice remains common. Cuban dissidents declare hunger strike. Several Cuban dissidents say they will refuse food in protest at the death of earlier this week of a jailed government opponent. Opposition group the Cuban Commission for Human Rights said 4 jailed dissidents would reject solid food. Another anti-government activist who is not in jail has said he is also giving up food and drink. Danish paper apologizes for printing Muhammad cartoon. A Danish newspaper has apologized for any offense caused when it printed a cartoon depicting the Prophet Muhammad with a bomb-shaped turban in 2008. Politiken said it was apologizing as part of a settlement with Muslim groups in the Middle East and Australia. Other Danish newspapers criticized Politiken for its move. 12 cartoons of Muhammad were initially published in 2006, sparking widespread protests by Muslims in various countries. Politiken and other papers republished one of the 2008 when police uncovered an alleged plot to kill cartoonist Koos Westergaard. Editor-in-Chief Torger Cederna said on Friday, "We apologize to anyone who was offended by our decision to reprint the cartoon drawing." He told the Associated Press AFP news agency that the paper still had the right to publish. "We have the right to print Kurt Westergaard's drawings. We have the right to print the original 12 drawings. We have the right to print all the caricatures in the world," he said. Thailand top court seizes part of Thaksin's fortune. Thailand's Supreme Court has ruled that former Prime Minister Thaksin Shinawatра's family should be stripped of more than half a contested $2.3 billion fortune. The court said $1.4 billion of the assets were gained illegally through conflict interest when Mr. Thaksin was Prime Minister. The funds were frozen after Mr. Thaksin's elected government was overthrown in military coup in 2006. Mr. Thaksin, who is living abroad, has denied any wrongdoing. The Supreme Court said to seize all the money would be unfair since some of it was made before Thaksin became the Prime Minister of the country. The court took several hours to deliver its verdict, with security forces on high alert amid government predictions of violence by Mr. Thaksin's red-shirted supporters if the court decision went against him. China fireworks kills 19 villagers. 19 people have been died in a blast caused by fireworks in China's southern province of Guangdong, reports say. Those killed were villagers gathered to celebrate the Lunar New Year, the China Daily newspaper reported. Fireworks are a major part of the New Year celebrations, which have lasted more than 2 weeks. But they are also a major cause of deadly accidents in China, with hundreds killed each year despite official vows to lower fatalities. UN deplores Gaddafi's call to anti-Swiss jihad. A top UN official condemned as inadmissible Libyan leader Muammar Gaddafi's call for a jihad or holy war against Switzerland. Such declarations on part of the head of a state are inadmissible in international relations, said Sergei Orjonikidze, the UN chief in Geneva. Colonel Gaddafi criticized a Swiss vote against building of minarets and urged Muslims to boycott the country. Libya and Switzerland are embroiled in a long-running diplomatic row. The dispute dates back to 2008 when one of Mr. Gaddafi's sons was arrested in Geneva, accused of assaulting 2 servants. A Swiss foreign ministry spokesman declined to comment on the jihad call. Hezbollah chief Nasrallah meets Ahmadinejad in Syria. The head of the Lebanese Shia Islamist movement, Hezbollah, Hassan Nasrallah, has made a rare public appearance in the Syrian capital, Damascus. Sheikh Nasrallah attended a dinner with Syrian President Bashar al-Assad and Iran's President Mahmoud Ahmadinejad. He is under an Israeli death threat and makes very few appearances in public. When he addresses Hezbollah, he does so by video from a secret location. Both Syria and Iran provide the group with financial and military support. Hezbollah fought a 33-day war with Israel in 2006, during which more than 1,200 Lebanese people, mostly civilians, were killed. Some 160 Israeli people, most of whom were soldiers, also died. Abu Sayyaf militants raid Philippine village. Islamist militants have attacked a village in the southern Philippines, killing at least 11 people, military officials have said. About 70 members of Abu Sayyaf, a group linked to Al-Qaeda, raided Tubigan village on the southern island of Basilan, an army spokeswoman said. Lieutenant Stephanie Kako said homes had been raked with gunfire and set ablaze in a pre-dawn attack. Philippines army reinforcements have been sent to the area, she added. The militants were believed to have been avenging the death of a senior leader on nearby Jolo Island, an Abu Sayyaf stronghold, Lieutenant Kako said. However, Brazilian Police Chief Antonio Mendoza said the attack had been motivated by a personal grudge with the village chairman.